Oh, hey guys, where's Yubnub? Don't want him to miss the end. Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we had just finished the Legacy series, so I wanted to start on a new comic book series called Legacy. Yeah, they just did it again. Now there's a little bit more to the story here, so let me elaborate. Once John Ostrander's Legacy War series had concluded, he was ready to go to Dawn of the Jedi. Ironically enough, one of the first comic book series that I reviewed. But he wanted to go way back in time. You know, he already went way into the future. Now he wanted to go way back in time, further than anyone had ever been, to start his new series there. And Dark Horse, Randy Stradley, everyone at Dark Horse was happy to have him go there. However, according to Randy Stradley, there was a ton of requests, not only from fans, but also from comic book retailers going, hey, look, are you going to give us some more Legacy? Because that one sold pretty well. We want more Legacy. We want more of that adventure. And of course, Dark Horse would want to listen to the fans because that's who pays their bills. So Randy Stradley said, all right, we'll do some more Legacy, but we're going to separate it away from the main storyline, meaning he didn't want to continue the adventures of Cade Skywalker and friends, but yet focus on the other half of the, Legacy families there, which would be the Solos. So it'd be Anya Solo or Nia Solo. I don't know how actually that's pronounced. I always pronounce it myself, Anya Solo. Now, this was written by two writers meant to replace John Ostrander, and basically the series is known as Legacy Volume 2. It was just a second new beginning. And these two authors are Corinna Beckno and Gabriel Hardman. Now, in this one, Anya and her friend Salk, who's a Mon Calamari, they find a Jedi lightsaber, double-bladed lightsaber, and they go to sell it for a profit. Now, what becomes what they think is going to be a simple get-rich-quick strategy here turns out to get them involved with all sorts of things, including, yes, the hidden Sith. This story takes place after the one Sith have been broken up. If you recall, they go into they're in hiding now, and they're waiting for their comeback. But of course, Anya's going to uncover one, and it's its own separate story. Even though there are people from the first series who come back, of course, the Empress. Now, Empress Fel, newly crowned Empress Fel is in this, as is Draco. Now, they're not big characters, and they shouldn't be, because this is a whole separate storyline. Now, for me, I wasn't confused at all by this. I knew they had restarted. I knew it was a different type of story regarding, like, okay, now we went through Skywalker. Let's see what's going on with the Solos. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Believe it or not, it took me a few issues to realize it wasn't John Ostrander writing it. I just didn't pay attention. I just automatically thought Ostrander was still writing these, and it was like pretty well into it when I realized, oh, Ostrander's not doing this book. But that's to these writers' credit. They came up and they didn't want to. It's kind of hard to follow off the heels of someone like John Ostrander, who created this wonderful Legacy world, and now they have to come in and deliver a story with high expectations. Right? Expectations were super high after we heard about Cade Skywalker and everything. We've bought into this universe now. Now, all you can do is disappoint us, right? I can't begin to understand some of the mounting pressure they had on writing this first story arc and making it good. Now, for my money's worth, I'm just going off the first 5 issues here. I thought it was a great start. I was like, okay, I'm interested. I'm hooked. I'm locked in. Because by this time, unlike the first run of the series, I was already loving the Legacy comic books, and I was accepting, and I wanted to see more of this world too, and that the Solos were there, or Anya Solo, right? Okay, and your brain's trying to figure out how she gets related to Han, what her leniency is, which is never really explained in it. I should stop right here and mention that I do have one complaint. I do not like the name Anya. I felt it was very, very close to Alana Solo from the books. And the books were going on at the same time the comic book series was. And I didn't like that there was some similarity in her name, because I remember in the forum, even I was getting confused. After this Legacy comic book had gone on for a couple of issues, for about a year or so, I was getting confused on which one I was talking about. Sometimes I type in Anya when I meant Alana, or Alana when I meant Anya in the forums. And as the average Star Wars fan, you might have gotten confused too. Maybe you read the book and then you forgot and you think, oh, this is her grown up. No, it's not. It's a completely different character. And I don't know why they try to keep with that name. I don't know the thinking behind that, but I definitely would have separated it far from the, Han and Leia's granddaughter, which is obviously a descendant, right, from the Solo family, but I just would not have made the name so similar. That's just me. That's the only complaint on Anya Solo you're going to hear from me, because other than that, I thought she was a well-developed character and really entertaining to read. But I'll talk more about that in another video. See you then.